Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala is a landmark case in Indian law. The case was filed in 1973. It challenged the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 29th Amendments to the Indian Constitution. The main question was whether the Constitution could be amended, and if so, to what extent. Kesavananda Bharati, a religious leader, filed the case. He argued that the amendments violated his fundamental rights. The state of Kerala defended the amendments, claiming they were necessary for social justice. The case was heard by a 13-judge bench, the largest in Indian history. The Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution could be amended. However, it introduced the Basic Structure Doctrine. This doctrine states that the basic structure of the Constitution cannot be altered. This case changed the landscape of Indian law. It ensured the protection of fundamental rights and the integrity of the Constitution. The first issue was how to interpret the Constitution. Two main rules guide this interpretation. The Purposive rule examines the purpose of the entire Constitution. It also looks at the purpose of the specific provision in question, like Article 368. The goal is to adopt an interpretation that serves both the entire Constitution and the specific provision. The Mischief rule, also known as Heydon's rule, aims to eliminate any mischief or issues among various interpretations. It selects the interpretation that best addresses and removes these problems. The court held that the purposive rule of interpretation should always be used for interpreting the Constitution. This ensures that the broader purpose of the Constitution is upheld. In summary, while both rules are important, the purposive rule takes precedence. It ensures that interpretations align with the overall purpose of the Constitution. This approach helps maintain the integrity and intent of the Constitution. The Constitution of India is a social document. It embodies the nation's core values and principles. The Constitution promises justice, liberty, and equality. These values were derived from India's freedom struggle. Mass participation in the struggle was driven by these promises. People believed independence would bring justice, liberty, and equality. Amendments to the Constitution face substantive and procedural restrictions. The substantive restriction is the doctrine of basic structure. Procedural restrictions are laid down in Article 368(2) and its proviso. The court held that any amendment must respect the basic structure. Parliament can amend the Constitution, but cannot alter its basic structure. Altering it would violate the promises made during the freedom struggle. Let's talk about the Indian Constitution and its amendments. Fundamental rights can be amended. However, not all fundamental rights are part of the basic structure. The basic structure cannot be altered. The basic structure doctrine has no exhaustive list. It is decided case by case. Elements not at issue are considered obiter dictum, not ratio decidendi. It is similar to principles of negligence and natural justice. The essential test is whether it promotes fraternity, unity, integrity, and dignity. Parliament's power under Article 368 is restricted by the basic structure doctrine. Article 368 is given a restrictive meaning, subject to the basic structure. Constitutional amendments are reviewed procedurally based on Article 368(2) and its proviso. They are substantively reviewed based on the basic structure doctrine. At last, the court held that the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 29th Amendments were constitutional.